As usual, we expect that with all the data which we have, including the live streaming data which is coming in, by about 10 o'clock, we'll give you a more or less comprehensive picture. And we think the story will be complete by about 11 o'clock. So we'll know who's going to form the government after many, many years in Jammu and Kashmir and after 5 years in Haryana. Few questions that you need to keep in mind. One, how much can you really project tomorrow's results onto the national picture? To some extent, in my view. You can't really go all out because Haryana is a cyclical state. Usually it changes every 5 years between the BJP and the Congress. This time the BJP has double anti-incumbency against it, so one would be very, 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 very surprised if the BJP were to be in with a chance. The exit polls are telling you a story, and I believe the story is in the broad direction that the Congress is well ahead. Not surprising at all with the amount of anti-incumbency that's come in against the BJP after 10 years. It's most unlikely that they would win. The question is whether the slightly increased voter turnout can mean that the BJP's vote share goes up and it's a little bit more in the game, if not to form a government, then at least to provide a strong opposition in Haryana. So we should watch out tomorrow to see how much the BJP has gained between the Lok Sabha elections and now. That's the trend we need to see. As far as Jammu and Kashmir is concerned, I think the real story is whether the grip of Mehbooba Mufti and Omar Abdullah over the politics in the Kashmir Valley would be dented by the number of independents and people like Engineer Rashid who are in the picture. Has the hardline vote, what some people see as the pro-separatist vote, has that got divided in the Kashmir Valley? Remember, viewers, last time Omar Abdullah lost in his own constituency. So if this time that is repeated, and it's repeated to some extent over the Kashmir Valley, then it will mean an opening for the BJP. If the BJP does well in Jammu, can it team up with these parties to form an alternative government? The exit polls say no. However, we'll wait for the numbers tomorrow. Also, will it be possible for Mehbooba Mufti and the Congress and Omar Abdullah to share power in what will be an MVA type, slightly cumbersome Indie alliance government in Jammu and Kashmir? Technically possible if they all come together and decide that's the only way to keep the BJP out. But it is unfeasible from a long-term point of view because essentially these parties can only be in it together for a couple of years. They will have to separate and go their own ways after a couple of years because before their own voters, before their own electorates, they cannot present themselves as a united front. Otherwise, Omar Abdullah and Mehbooba Mufti will lose their own individual electorates. So it can be a sort of bandage coalition. I would call it a bandage coalition, which is a bandage over slightly lesser than usual expectations in the Kashmir Valley. So I would be more interested in following the Jammu and Kashmir results tomorrow than it would be Haryana in terms of political excitement. In terms of trend, we'll be following both. And the other question is this going to be a mood setter for Maharashtra and Jharkhand? I don't think so, because politics in Maharashtra is totally and completely different and Jharkhand absolutely different. So all those people who are drawing an example and saying that we must in a way draw a link between tomorrow, it's going to be a mood setter for the upcoming state elections in Maharashtra and Jharkhand, are completely wrong. That's my take on it.